Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. This is Megan from Megan's Got Plans. I am coming to you for a planner move-in video and a little bit of a review for the A5 agenda. So we are going to be talking about what I do to move into the planner, what I do for getting some information switched over, how I feel about the agenda. I never got to talk to you guys about how I feel about the rings. So my thoughts on the ring bound planner, the A5 agenda compared to the coil. I am going to do a separate video on how I'm setting up the coil. It's a little bit different than the A5 agenda. So that's going to be a little bit different, but this one is specifically about the rings, all about the rings. So we are going to dive right into the A5 agenda, and I am so excited to see what you guys think about it. Make sure you like and subscribe at the end and tell me what you guys think. If you have an A5 agenda, if you liked it or sold it or wasn't for you, let me know. Because as I start to use it, I'm probably gonna have some thoughts and opinions are gonna change my mind anyway. So let me know what you think after you watch. So here we go. I cannot believe it is time for a new planner. I have two planners. I am going to show you today how I am moving into the A5 agenda. I'm going to have a separate video for how I'm moving into the A5 coiled because I'm going to be using both planners this year. One is going to be staying home and one is going to be going with me. This one is going to be the one that's on the go because I can take things out and put things in. It's really good to carry. Plus I can put my journal in it, and I'll show you all that here in a minute. So Erin Condren has never had rings before, so this is the first time they have done a ring-bound planner. We've been asking for years, and I don't know if you guys knew this, but Erin Condren bought Kiki K a while ago. I want to say it was been over a year, or maybe just a year. So I'm guessing that's probably why they are dipping their toes into the ring-bound planner. I'm hoping things get a little bit more quality-wise. I think the rings have a little bit of ways to go, and I'll explain that because I never did a review on the agenda. I just got it in. When I got my package from EC, I actually did a coil review. So this is kind of going to be a planner move-in / review of the agenda. So here we go. All right, so I got the camel. You can see it's really thick, and I'll show you the things that I put in it here in just a second. But I love a good brown leather. It goes with everything for me. It's professional. I love MCC, but brown leather is kind of just my go-to. I have a brown leather purse. I love brown leather because brown kind of goes with most everything. So I picked camel. It's beautiful. The stitching is great. It's a little floppy if you don't have it, you know, stuffed. And the quality of it is good. I like the quality of it. The leather's good, the stitching's good. I think they could take some stuff out. And what I mean by that is I don't think you need as many pockets in it. So let's open it up and I can show you what I mean. So all of these pockets right here I think are kind of unnecessary. Yes, you can fit business cards and things in here. I just filled it with decorative stuff because I don't need all of these pockets. I'll probably need one pocket for my business cards. Like this whole thing for like a notepad, yeah, that's cool, but I also used, you can put note pages in it. So I don't need note pages plus a notepad plus a notebook. It's just too much. It's too big. I would rather have a ring-bound planner that's more portable, if you guys understand what I mean by that. So I would rather cut maybe like, I don't know, I'd rather the planner go to right at the end of the insert, so it's more of an A5 size and not so much of a 7x9 size when you close it. So this is A5, but when you open it up, it's more of a 7x9. And what I mean by that is like, here is the coil. So you can see here's A5 and here is your agenda, A5 agenda, but it's more like, here's the 7x9. So it's the same size as a 7x9 when you close it. So it essentially is, the inserts are A5, but the whole planner itself is a 7x9. So I don't love that. I think you could trim trim the fat. So yeah, I think there's a little bit of ways to grow with the rings, but that's just my opinion, and hopefully Erin Condren kind of takes some feedback on that. So I think we have a little ways to go. So with that said, I'm going to show you how I set mine up. I picked the Flora design, which is rare for me because I am not a flower person, but it was just too gorgeous not to pick a flower design. The colors are gorgeous. They're very muted. They're not bright and in your face. And I love the MCC, I love the rainbow colors, but this was just so classy. So I thought it would go really well with the camel, so I picked the Flora. And honestly, the deciding factor was the font. I adore this font right here, especially like on the pages. This font is gorgeous. I love this font so much. I also really like the MCC font. I don't care for the font in the Just My Style. That's just my opinion. I don't love it. But the MCC and the Flora, the fonts are really good. I really like the font in the Flora. So I went with that. I made this dashboard out of, this is Simply Gilded. This one's Simply Gilded as well. And then I picked the Flora washi from EC. And super easy. You just put a piece of paper down, put the washi on, and trim it. Now, what you'll also see is my inserts are, I rounded all of my page corners. And what I did was I used the Katamaru Pro page rounder, and I can show you how that works. Okay, I'm gonna show you how it works on a sticky note. So, the corner rounder has 3 sides. So it has a small, a medium, and a large. I use the large for mine. So you stick the corner in this side and it rounds it. This one is gonna be the medium side. And then this will be the small. You can stick about 3 to 4 pieces of paper in there at once. I prefer the round, or the large side. I like my corners very rounded. So I like the round one, or the large one. So I did all of the corners in all of the inserts of the whole planner and all the ones that I put in there. And I used to do that for all of them when I used to use rings as well. There's just something about rounded corners. Also, pro tip, when you buy Christmas cards, you don't buy the rounded corners. Just get one of these and round the corners yourself. Save yourself some money. So that's just a little pro tip. So yeah, I'll link this at the bottom so you guys can see it. Okay, so here's my dashboard. Here is my opening page. It's in pencil right now. I'm going to go ahead and put it in ink here in a little bit. And then we open up to the 2021, and these are the transparent dots by PlannerKate. And then here is my key. And what I did, I haven't filled this one out yet. I usually put my months here and then use it as either a budget or quotes or like house projects. So I haven't done that yet because I am waiting for my month stickers to come in. But what I also did was I pulled the 2022 and 2023 tab from the back and put it in the front. So I wanted my yearly in the front. And that's the beauty of the rings. You can take it out from the back and put it in the front. And I just love how PlannerKate has the matching colors. All my key is here, so payday, the winter break, it's usually just my kids' schedule. And as soon as the next schedule comes out for the following year, the 2022, I will go ahead and put those in there as well. So I'll go ahead and put those in, as well as birthdays and things like that. So the next one, that's not even out yet, but I can have it there to look at. and then you open it up to these beautiful colors and flowers. And then what I do is I put sticky notes on future calendars, especially monthly, in my daily and in something else that I'll show you in a minute. So I haven't started planning in this. I haven't decided if I'm gonna use monthly kits. I usually don't. I usually just use stickers. Sometimes I will put like washi up here to just cancel out the boxes from the previous month, but a lot of times I'll just write it in there, especially the A5 size is a little bit smaller, which I really like. But you can see that these sticky notes are the MCC. I have the other ones in the back, and I'll show you guys that in a little while. But I usually put sticky notes, and that's how I move into a planner, is I take my birthdays and I go through it all and put stuff down in advance. So then you have your dashboard, and I haven't done anything with this yet. I usually don't. This is more of a catch-all for me. So the notebook paper is here. This I use for notes as I go. I usually don't show that on anyone's because it has a lot of personal information like money, budget, things like that. And this sometimes I use as a monthly scripture box, or sometimes I rewrite birthdays in here, but I don't need birthdays in like 4 different places. So I haven't really decided how I'm gonna use this page yet. That's why there's nothing in it. So we'll see. And then I started to fill out my daily. And I'm loving how these stickers look so far. This is the PlannerKate kit 333. She designed these new kits, which are amazing. And these two-tone boxes I just love. And they're just awesome. I just love her. She's just great. I have a code for her. I'll put that at the bottom too. She's coming out with a website soon, so her stuff is just awesome. I love how you can reposition it so easily and everything, and it just fits perfectly. So, and then as I go through, I have sticky notes for things coming up. So I plan weekly. This is how I normally do it with stickers. So I have all my stickers here as we go. I have a lot of things coming up in July. It's just a lot. So I also made a today dashboard. Super easy to make. Just go grab you some cardstock, trace it from one of your inserts, cut it out. I made a little tab, rounded my corners, put a today sticker on it, and boom, you got yourself like a page marker. I can move this around for whatever day I'm at, and you're good to go. So the other thing is, so all the rest of these, I took out all my daily pages up until, so I have dailies up until September, I believe. Yes, September. And then I go to October, and it's just the monthly because it got really too thick to carry around. So I just kept the monthlies in there so I can put stickies as I go. And then as these get too big, I'll take those out as the weeks go by. And usually I'll just toss them because I don't keep the ones in my rings, which is why I use the coil. So I'll keep the monthlies, October, November, December, and then all the way through January, February, March, April, May, June. So I have a full year of months in here. So here's June. So then I have a whole nother section in here, and I'm waiting on stickers to come in. But I also have a weekly in here, and these are inserts from Annie Plans Printables. I printed out weekly inserts so I could see my week. I needed a vertical weekly somewhere. So what my rings are now purposeful is daily, weekly, monthly, all in one place. I love these. The font is pretty much the same as the Flora design. I haven't set this up yet because it doesn't start until 7/5. So I haven't set it up for the week. I'll just skip a week, I guess. But what's nice about these are the same size boxes as the 7x9 EC. So all the stickers that I had before for my 7x9, I can still use in my A5, which is perfect. So none of my stickers are gonna go to waste. I can still use the full boxes, the event stickers, all of it, which is fantastic. I'm not losing out on any money. It's great. What I normally do with weekly, instead of putting stickers here or like headers here, I'll usually put washi here. And then I'll just put stickers here. I have no idea what I'm gonna use this for. I don't know what I'm gonna use this for. Maybe notes, maybe I'll cover it. I have no idea. But I have all the way up until September in here. I think I took October out. I did. I took October out. So, but I have my month October in here, so I'll have things to write down for my weekly, and as these get used up, they'll come out and they'll get thrown away. Because this is just an everyday carry. I'm not gonna keep these for future references. That's what my coil is gonna be for. So this is Annie Plans Printables. She's amazing. I have a code for her as well. I will link it at the bottom. Any printer will work. I printed these off of a non-duplex printer. So I printed the even pages first, took it out, flipped it around, printed the odd pages, and then cut them out. And I picked the paper that I used, and you can pick any kind of paper you want. You can use regular paper, you can use cardstock. This is 100-pound paper, so it's real thick, which I really like. So it's more like cardstock, but nothing's gonna bleed through it. So it's great. But it also makes the planner a little bit more heavier. So you can pick whatever paper you want. That's the beauty of Printables. So then my next tab is miscellaneous or notes. So I got my birthdays back here and anniversaries, and then I have my gift ideas. Usually I keep my gift ideas for Christmas or birthdays, and I start writing that around the summer. Start getting ideas as people start saying for Christmas, just so I can kind of have an idea of what to get them. And then what I did for my notes section is I took a notebook from Erin Condren, because we all know we love the paper. So I took a notebook from Erin Condren and ripped out some pages, traced one of my inserts, cut it out, punched it, and put them in the A5. So I have some dot paper, and then I have some line paper in the back. And these are just random notes that I can take out, throw out, for church notes or grocery lists or anything. But at least it's the same quality paper, and I don't have to go find a different notebook. I have so many notebooks, why not just use the paper from that? So that's that. And then here are my sticky notes. I wanted to put it in the back to give it some firmness and not have to bend. I cut this down the minute I got it. I just took all of the sticky notes off, repositioned them, and then cut holes in them, or just like punched holes. Really simple. It was a little messy, it ripped a little bit, but I just scraped it off. So it was super easy. Put the tab at the top so I can always find them. Really, really easy. And then I rounded the corners, of course, because, I gotta round the corners. And then my journal fits right back here in the back, which makes it really, really heavy. But I'm gonna carry my journal anyway in my purse, because I have breaks in my schedule when kids cancel for therapy. So I sit at coffee shops for an hour, have a cup of coffee, write my journal, or read. So I always carry it with me. So why not fit it in my planner so it's nice and tucked in? And then these right here is just cardstock from Michael's. And all I did was cut it to the side and place it in there, and it's just a little embellishment. What's gonna happen though is it's gonna flip up as you close it, so you can always laminate it, which is what I probably should do. But it literally cost me, I wanna say 67 cents, around there, less than $1. And then this is also cardstock too. So, and I just rounded the corners and fit it in there. I did also change out my rings from Amazon to a rose gold. Super easy to do. It literally just popped right out. But you have to be careful not to put too much on these rings. I have not switched my hardware for this yet. I think that's gonna be a little bit more difficult, and I'm a little scared to do that, but I might watch some videos on that one. That's pretty much how I'm doing my move-in, is sticky notes and putting birthdays where they need to be and writing all my stuff down. But like I said, the review itself of the agenda is I feel like it's a little too big. A little too floppy, a little too big. If you're gonna do an A5 size ring planner, it needs to be an A5 size, not a 7x9. Make it so if I take my journal out, and I close it, it's super floppy. So there's so much room in there. I mean, it's great, but it just flops open. So what it should have is maybe an adjustable flap to keep it nice and tight, or an elastic band, or a clasp that you can adjust it, because really it should be here to keep it nice and tight, but it's here. So it makes it really floppy. But I get it, if people want to keep the whole 18 months in it, I get it. I just don't like something that big if I'm going to carry it with me. It's just, it has too much room in it. I want it to be A5, not as big. So that's the only problem I have with this agenda. It's beautiful, the flora is beautiful. Everything about it is great, except for the size. So, but that's pretty much it. Let me know if you guys have any questions about the flora inserts, the stickers, or my Annie Plans printables, which I love, because I could not go without some vertical weekly inserts. And these are just too perfect. So this is a regular 7x9, and this will fit right there. See? Perfect fit. So, don't have to get rid of all your stickers, and it still fits in an A5. Isn't that great? So let me know if you guys have any questions. I will link everything that I showed you at the bottom. Okay? It was awesome to be back with you guys. I will be back with another video of the A5 coil in a couple days, and I will see you soon. Bye.